Unmuted.
All right, folks, welcome back to the American Dota League. It's Season 2, Week 3, last day of Week 3, actually. We've got Isurus Gaming HyperX versus Osiris Gaming. It's Game 2 here of a 2-game series. Isurus with such strong play in that first game, obviously. And, well, they're looking to take it 2-0. Osiris, well, they're the, I guess, champions of 1-1 splits. We'll see if they can do it again here. With maybe a bit of a better roster now that they've got a couple of their, well, I guess, better players in at this point in time. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Kyle Guy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mott. Can you hear me? That's what's most important.
I certainly can, and in fact, I'm actually going to turn you up a bit, but you can keep talking. They can hear you just fine, I believe. So
fantastic. So we're back. Game number 2, baby. Isurus versus Osiris. That is already a mouthful in its own. A challenge not only to the players in this game, but also the casters to properly pronounce them. So we'll see if we can kind of keep that going. Like you said, Isurus Gaming come on top. I mean, there was no question about the performance. They got it done from beginning to end. Let's see if they can keep the ball rolling. Let's see if maybe they spice things up in the second matchup here. I'm going to call it every time from now on, Mott. Let's see the Meepo.
Let's see it. Fullback, you know what you got to do, man. And honestly, listen, if you're just going to 5-ban, just do it with a Meepo instead. You don't need a DK. You don't need it in a bad. You just go for a Meepo. Listen, it'll be fine. But what's important to note, for Osiris, and I have to take a second every time I'm going to say these team names, Ziz, or ZYZZ, whatever you want to call him, is back in this game, who played fantastically last night, and the Super Stan and Ryu is here as well, and they go for the Invoker.
Jesus Christ.
All right, it's over.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, guys.
Once again, I didn't even notice he'd made his way into the game until you brought it up. Like, I'm just sitting here casually looking at my notepad, and you're like, and it's Ryu Boris. I'm like, this kid again somehow manages to sneak his way into each of these rosters. It's unbelievable. So if you weren't here last time, or last night, I believe, or maybe Monday, was it?
I think it was
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Whatever. 2 nights ago, whatever day of the week that is. Who keeps track of that stuff? Ryu Boris also stepped in for game number 2. Played a Quas Exort Invoker. Landed some very impressive Sunstrikes. All in all, great performance, and it managed to help Osiris out in evening things up. So we might get a bit of a run back here, or maybe you don't count out the Argentinian squad, man. They might get it going. And if we do see that Meepo pickup, it could throw things off here for Osiris.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think any small little change in the strategy for Isurus, whether it's kind of like an interesting hero like the Abaddon like we saw last time, it could be really, really rough. And, well, now they have the Ember Spirit, so that's what Ryu's going to have to deal with mid as that Quas Exort Invoker. And we're not kidding when we're talking about his, Sunstrikes, and we say that they're actually really impressive. So, I mean, he hit... the one that comes to mind was when, I believe it was maybe a Puck walking back to base, and he was just getting to the high ground in that bottom tier 3 tower. And Ryu, with no vision whatsoever, just said, okay, I'm just going to put my Sunstrike right here. And all of a sudden, that puck gets blown up, and we caught that on stream, and it was one of the most beautiful things I've seen. And we're hyping this up maybe a bit too much, but it's always so fun to see a Quas Exort Invoker hit Sunstrikes like that. So, and he'll probably go for it again. I don't expect to see Ryu go for that Quas Flex. That's not his style, at least.
No, he could. I mean, the last time we were counting him out, we were like, yeah, if he screws this up, we're gonna ride him hard. We're gonna let him know that he's just blowing it. And then he just surprised us, and he put on an awesome performance. He didn't let me hear the end of it, of course. Just wanted to make sure that I knew that he did a great job. So now this time I'm like, yeah, Ryu, great. I hope you do a phenomenal job as Invoker. I hope it's a swell performance, and we'll just get to see how it works. But I love this combo already. This is dirty, Mott. Ancient Apparition, Invoker. I mean, if you can get enough farm on your side early in the game, you can kill people at the fountain with this combo. Just instant Ice Blast, Sunstrike, and they blow up.
Yeah.
Poor little supports, man. They're nowhere is safe.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think that this is it's artillery shells flying all over the battlefield right now for Isurus Gaming, and they've got to deal with that. That's something that could trouble them. They go for the Dazzle again, and I'd say maybe ban out the Shadow Demon here if you're feeling like that might be a pick for Isurus Gaming, because that's what I would do. Absolutely, I think that's the right choice, and I think we saw why in that previous game. No surprise there. So.
Isurus. All right, so Isurus. Apparently, I couldn't help not that I was ignoring what you were saying, but I couldn't help one very admin chatter was like,
I saw
this is how you pronounce, and they put the link up so that the Audible man could tell it to me. Isurus.
Doesn't that make it harder for us?
From now on, tell you it's Argentinian squad Isurus Gaming HyperX will be playing. So,
but
all right, everyone happy now?
But isn't that more confusing? Isurus and Osiris. I guess that's a bit better than Isurus and Osiris. We're gonna pronounce it like 5 different ways, anyways. Probably
Isurus.
If you pronounce it that way every single time you say the name, I'll give you an extra. I don't know.
Radiant team pick
$15. Let's say. How about that?
All right, we'll see what we can do. I'll try my best.
I'm kidding, but I mean, I guess if you can do it, then absolutely I will. But
well, if that's how they say it's pronounced, I'm a man of my word. I will try my best to conform and change, and we have to do that all the time with some of these names. I still can't get the damn kid's name right. Naidara. How about you throw the link up for that one, buddy? Then I can find out how to say that one. That'd be fabulous.
Yeah, all right, Kyle guy getting chirpy to, of course, the stream chat viewers. So
Isurus.
All right, guys. You've made him mad. You made the Kyle guy mad. You don't want to see the Kyle guy mad. He'll start illuminating you. He won't give you mana, but... Well, alright. I like it. Storm Spirit comes out for Isurus Gaming. They'll have that going for them. But then Shadow Shaman for Osiris. And the lockdown with the... Well, not the Ether Shock. The Shackles, excuse me, is really what you're looking for with that Exort Sunstrike kind of build. And the pushing as well is very, very strong. So, again, we might see kind of Isurus's, kind of lineup fall prey to what they had in the first game, which was an early 5-man team that kind of just wrecked face, and maybe it's Osiris' turn now.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, just the synergy already is just excellent here for Osiris. The extra lockdown, you can hold in place all over the map globally to help out in incoming Ice Blast and incoming Sunstrike or what have you. The Cold Feet working with the Shackles is so beautiful, and of course you always have one of the best pushers in the game on your side. So definitely more beneficial on the Dire side, but Radiant, he still does a fantastic job. So I think Osiris have a nice solid draft going their way so far. It's just a matter of what we'll see in these next two picks, rather, as far as is it going to be super aggressive push or just kind of more casual, and then we'll let all this farm go towards a very late game carry like a Luna or what have you.
We'll see. I'm not sure. There's a couple of options for both sides here, and Isurus, they'll pick up the Rubik now. With Rubik and Dazzle together, that's a pretty strong combo. The thing is, the Storm and the Ember... the Spirit Brothers are here. They just need Earth Spirit. I think he's in Captain's mode. Maybe I'm incorrect about that. He's been changed a couple of times. They're not obviously going to pick that, but that would be pretty crazy. I'm a big fan of the Spirit Brothers together, but we rarely see them, I think, in the same game, just because they kind of fit that same role in that mid lane. And Osiris go for the Weaver, and this is a team that they can now split push because of this Weaver and because of the Invoker. So they can 5-man if they want. The Weaver will be prone to some of the AoE abilities, obviously, but if they want to just have him sit in like the bottom or top lane and just kind of split push to death, essentially, they certainly can as well.
Just a boring hero to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. Justin Weaver, he can get it done. No problem. Being elusive, the benefit of the time lapse for a little bit extra durability, just kind of cookie cutter style, maybe looking to go to early Lincolns and Desolator, what have you. It's great, it's simplistic. It's nothing too fancy, at least for me. No big plays coming out from this. I guess I'm just a little let down. It's looking like Osiris. We're not going to see a meepo, so just can't help but be a little down about that one. I mean, the Storm Spirit Ember, one's going to be going to the mid lane, one's going to be going to the safe lane.
Yeah.
They need an off laner. I don't think Meepo's the one to do it. With what's left, I mean, Nyx Assassin's still... No, he's not. Wow, three heavy offlaners already taken down. I mean, Darkseer's still there, I guess, but they don't really have too much wombo combo, though. It's nice with the fist, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know. There's not a lot of offlaners left here. I'm getting curious. Clockwork is probably the only other one.
Yeah, I'd say Clock probably fits the best for them at this point in time, just to jump in, and then Storm can jump on top of the cogs, into the cogs, and the Ember Spirit can do the same thing. So Clockwork works really well. Timbersaw is the ban, and I think that's a smart ban. I feel like that could be kind of annoying, but yeah, you hit the nail right on the head there. So they'll pick up the Clockwork for themselves, and they have plenty of initiation potential. It's a little bit less team fighty and a little bit more like kind of find picks as much as possible. Although they can team fight if they want to, if they get a couple of levels and a little bit of farm on either the Ember or the Storm. Clockwork's just going to be initiating with his hook shot and with his cogs pretty much right at level 6. So expect to see some early action come out from Isurus. And for Osiris, they also need their offlaner. And they can
10
actually go
seconds
aggro try,
remaining.
but that might be difficult. They did pick up the Weaver and the Ancient Apparition together with the Chilling Touch, which is a
5
disgusting amount of
seconds
damage.
remaining.
And that could be really gross to deal with, but
Yeah.
we'll see. They still have 1 minute and 36 seconds left of reserve time to pick up their off or solo safe lane hero.
This is such a dirty lane right there, and you said it right there. The Chilling Touch in Weaver is just so good. The free Sakuchi in and just all that bonus damage coming out. If you put it in a tri lane, it's like 450 bonus damage at level 1 with Chilling Touch. If you get it on everyone, it's horrific. And early game, it's going to be a nightmare. You throw in a Sunstrike into that mix, it's going to be terrible.
Devastation.
So, but yeah, we'll see though. I mean, now offlaner coming out for Osiris. What was the other one I just named aside from not Nyx and Clockwork? I said one right before that.
I think you said the Darkseer.
Darkseer was like the only thing of the other off the top of my head, but they also don't have too much as far as, team fight and wombo combo factors. So I'm actually pretty curious about this one.
You could argue that maybe a vacuum into an ale, but that's like, I don't really think that's really
Underwhelming.
Oh, okay.
Spicy.
Yeah, that is a bit spicy. A hero that some people think is actually really, really imbalanced, but I think he's honestly, he's fine the way he is. He just does so much damage. The thing is, if you bring sentries to lane, and this kind of makes it known to me that I feel like they're going to be going aggro try, because if you send a Clinks off lane, that's pretty questionable, I'd say, against heroes that are going to be carrying sentry wards for sure. So I feel like, yeah, Willie's is going to be going solo safe. They can even 2-1-2 and be fine, honestly, I think, also. So this is a very strong pickup for them. Just because they can 2-1-2, they can aggressive top. It really comes down to how they want to play this. So I like the pickup.
I love it. I love the lane matchup that Osiris are going to be coming out with. I think they're going to be able to put on a nice beating early in the game. But, we'll see. I don't want to jinx them too much. I don't know if you got to see it the past weekend in Star Ladder. Burning's Clinks was phenomenal.
Yeah,
his map
really
control
good
with the blink and everything,
Yeah.
it was just a clinic. And he did such a great job. I don't know if it's the same game plan we're going to see Willie's go for. We'll wait and see.
Most people actually do build Blink, and ever since kind of Envy started showing that build off at MLG, it's been something that's been in the meta for a while now, and it's fine. I think honestly they will go aggro, and you talk about lane matchups. This is huge. Xur2, he has a sentry, yes, but Willie's with searing arrows is going to do work. So introductions real quick before we get into the action. Baby J on that Ancient Apparition for Osiris Gaming will have ZYZZ on the Shadow Shaman, kicks on that Weaver mid, the super stand-in. Alan Ryu Boru's Mr. Invoker himself. Now going for Quas, no exhort just yet, but we'll see. And then to round it all out, we will see Willie's on that Clinks down in that bottom lane.
Yep, and for Isurus Gaming, the Argentinian team, they're up 1 game in this 2-game series, so let's see if they can take it out and clean it up 2-0. It's going to be fullback playing the carry core side lane Ember Spirit. He's going to be accompanied with Nihai Dara. God, this poor kid, I butcher his name every time. He's playing near Rubik. Right beside him is going to be Pepita, repeating his performance on the Dazzle, but I'm going to hold this thought here, is we might see a bit of a tift here. Top, Illusion will be picked up by Ziz, and he will take it back his way. Finishing out, we got mid lane. It's going to be Mr. DDX on the Storm Spirit. And finally, your bottom off lane will be the Clockwork played by Xur2.
Yeah, and that could have escalated into something else, but once they saw that he got the Illusion Room, there's no way they were going to chase after him. And they're just using it to scout right now. So I guess they don't want to use it to harass. They know that he's up here now, but yeah, this is going to be a safe lane or Ember Spirit, like you talked about, which is interesting. He's not going to get the levels that you'd see, I guess, in a mid lane matchup, but he still can do the damage with Sleight of Fist with Searing Chains. It's just he has to be careful. I think he can get caught out rather easily, and especially with this lane, there's a lot of potential nuke damage from Osiris. For bottom lane, Willie's, if he's not Searing Arrows, Xur2 to just back him off as much as possible, then he's not playing this matchup right. And you can see he's already going very aggressive with those Searing Arrows. And this is something that if you're a solo versus a solo with a Clinks in the lane, it's very difficult for you to win that matchup. But the battery assault's going to go. Willie's going to try to back away. He's got his Skeleton Walk. He doesn't want to use it. And Xur's going to try to go back in. Willie's needs to be careful. He can't trade too much. He's very squishy. Whereas that Clockwork's got about 600 HP, about 200 more, I believe, than the Clinks does. So
I think Xur2's just trying to assert his dominance in the lane and be like, hey, just don't try to bully me out. I know you got the advantage with the range right there, but take it easy, okay, buddy? I want you to know that I'm here and I'm ready to fight. So you don't try to shove me around. I also want to take this just to let you know, apparently the mumble sound of me coming in and out, unmuting and muting, is going through. There is an option to toggle that off in the options. When you have a free moment, it would probably be for the best.
What do you mean? You sound continuous to me.
Oh, really? I don't know. People were saying that maybe when there's an audible noise when I unmute and remute the mic.
Maybe. Okay, well, well then you'll have to direct me. I am not versed in the mumble settings. I will have to. I don't know what I would do to fix that, but hold on. Let me check it out here. Keep the camera on. Timer.
The Weaver in time. All right, fair enough. Where is the Weaver? Weaver's top lane. Kick's looking just sitting very calmly here. He's got plenty of space to work with. Not too much threat coming out, and they know that they control all the aggression in this one. It would be hard to take anyone down, though, as Pepita on that Dazzle is prepared. He's already got a level engraved, so in case they want to try to pull the trigger on getting anything done, it's going to be pretty hard. And already, as you can see, Osiris contesting the pull, not allowing anything easy. They got a nice aggressive ward already placed out to see anyone coming their way, so Rubik doesn't have much to work with here. He's kind of just walking back and forth and seeing if there's any opportunity to leech some XP for himself.
Yeah, and as it stands right now, Isurus there making sure that essentially they just keep everyone alive, and there hasn't been a point of aggression coming out for Osiris just yet, and they could still definitely get this kill top, but especially with Sunstrike, but he actually went Quas Wex. Oh, I was so set on him going for Quas Exort, but now they might try to go on top here. Ziz is looking for that Hex up. He's going to find it. Fullback maybe in trouble. There's the Sleight of Fist. The Searing Chains. Going to potentially save his own life. They'll actually use the Change of Pepita. He has Grave, though, and he should be just fine. They won't dive this. Now Telekinesis on the Weaver. He's going to get brought back, but just a bit of harassing. Really good Searing Chains and really good, I guess you could say, Shadow Wave coming through. And he had that Grave as well ready to go if necessary. So nobody to catch out of position, and they won't get a kill because of it, but we'll see.
I kind of like Ryu going Quas Wex in this kind of matchup, and going against the Ember Spirit, who already has mana problems. It's just going to make things really, really hard for him in the mid game. Plus, with all that additional crowd control, I think it'll be pretty beneficial. Though I agree, it's definitely more of a crowd pleaser to see a nice play Sunstrike. So we'll see if he ends up making any big plays with the Tornado EMP. Regardless, there was a period of time bottom where Willie's had a free farm in the lane. His Clock had to make the long trip all the way back to base. So Willie's is definitely doing a fantastic job in this one matchup. We were expecting that though. 17-9 CS. Matched up against Clockwork's pitiful 3-1.
Yeah, that's Clock is, and this is what we expected. This Clinks is such a good matchup in a safe lane solo versus another solo, and of course that solo being a Clockwork does not help that fact. So Clinks is just going to continue to get CS, and if he had a kill or two going his way, he'd get a very early Orchid, but now at this point probably just going to be a standard right into Orchid play here from his Brown Boots. He could go for the Treads if he wants to. He actually buys up a Wraithband first, so maybe the Aquila first and then decides to go from there. DDX might get ganked, but he has a bottled Invis rune right now. Do they have detection is the question. There's a Sentry Runa, or Sentry Ward, excuse me, up on ZYZZ, but this leaves top kind of open for this Weaver. They know that they're missing. They're under the tower and they don't see the supports. DDX has to know that something's coming his way. He's sitting pretty far on this side of the tower, which is really where you want to be if you feel like someone's missing. Yeah. If they try to jump on him, it's going to be tough. They will go anyways with the Tornado. There's no EMP. The Cold Snap goes first. Now the Shackles are up. Can't even pop. Oh, what a grave. Look at that Dazzle TP rotation. Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
That's impressive.
Bodyguard. Impressive. Great rotation. Saves him in the nick of time. Couldn't get the Invis off, but now he's looking to make a go, actually, on the stand-in. Ryu in a bit of trouble right here, but he can't take him down. Ziz steps in, will sacrifice himself, but will blow up. Ryu actually did not get hit by that EMP. He was pretty close to it, but regardless, finally we get the first kill on the board, and it goes the way of the Argentinian team. Isurus Gaming.
That was
Pick it up.
So close, and it only worked because Papita, he was able to TP in and use that Grave. DDX pops the Invis, regens up. They can't find him. They think he probably goes back through the trees and heads back home, or at least goes somewhere else. But instead, they jump right on top of Ryu. They made the mistake of not putting that Sentry Ward down. Had they put that down, they'd probably stay alive. Ziz being a bit too aggressive. They're going to try to go again, though. His Shackle up. He's trying to ball lightning away. Ryu, he's got Tornado and AP if he wants to use it. He decides against it. No Cold Snap used up there. Even if he had that Cold Snap, he probably just ball lightnings as well. And now, oh, Pepita getting that beautiful, lustrous double damage rune. And he's going to give it to DDX, who says, listen, I'll take that. It's mine. And Radiant Wards, they have one here. And Hydra didn't throw a sentry down. He doesn't have one. They saw that it went to the Storm Spirit, so now they're going to play. At least Ryu's going to play maybe perhaps a bit more cautiously.
They do have a sentry now on the bottom lane for the Clockwork. It helps him out a bit, but he's still getting bullied pretty hard here. 9-1 CS for him. Clinks, he's at the top of the charts, 36-15. So he's definitely putting on a clinic down here. And as you can tell by the items he has, he is going to go straight for that Orchid. So pretty much cookie cutter. We'll see if he follows it up with a bit more like a Blink Dagger for better positioning and just map control.
Oh my gosh, the amount of damage Kix takes from Searing Chains is disgusting. One Searing Chains brings him down below half health. He's going to try to man up and go in fullback, though. Shikuchi and the right click, Geminate attack's going to proc here, but it's not going to be enough, just barely. One more auto attack might have done it, but that's not the case. Ball lighting down bottom, and the Fade Bolt to secure the kill on that poor Baby J. Ancient Apparition getting caught out in a bad position there. Klink's now sitting on the 2 Sages mask. We'll give him that nice regen. He doesn't have that much mana, so he can actually just regen pretty effectively, 3.1 per second. And like you said, he'll be going for an Orchid, so no surprise there. But still, Isurus, they've got 2-0 right now, but is that going to be enough, especially once this Shadow Shaman gets level 6?
Both teams taking this very slow for this game, and it just looks like for now Osiris are making the right calls, making the right plays, getting the pickups they want. And for now, Weaver might get zoned out briefly in this top lane. Looks like it does manage to pick up Bassi. No, he's actually bottle growing? Nope, just a brief visit, I guess, regardless. But he's holding strong in the top lane for now, but he's not going to be able to find some CS too shortly. Mid lane, however, we have finally Xur2. He's reached level 6. He wants to get this hook shot going here on the mid lane, but a very cautious Ryu actually going to TP away and go for the top.
Yeah, they have the Tornado and the EMP ready to go. Tornado's going to fly the EMP as well. Pepita, he's going to try to get that Grave off, and he will. That might save his life, but kicks Shikuchi in just a couple seconds. The Geminate attack not proccing. Nice Shadow Wave. Is he going to survive? Again, the right click is just barely enough for Ryu to get the first kill on the board for Osiris Gaming. That's exactly what they needed, but yeah, that was a bit long range of an initiation there, and they also blow up the mid gank that was coming through. Ball lightning down bottom. They dust up Willies. He's getting caught out. Now they're going to use the battery assault. The cogs up as well. He's going to fall. He's going to death practice creep, but that's not going to save his life. He actually had his 1,000 gold in the bank. He will lose a bit of it. He didn't buy his quarterstaff, unfortunately. That would have been a huge pickup for him, but nonetheless, he will go down.
Yeah, in top lane, they actually also took down Ember Spirit. They had just classic, nice matchup. They shackled him down with the help of Sakuchi, and the damage coming out from Ryu, it was enough to take him down. So Ember Spirit falls in the top lane.
Yeah, and so that's a bit of a rough trade. I guess it probably favors Isurus, I guess, a little bit, because they take that Clinks down, and you really need to gank him and make sure that his life is kind of living hell, and so he doesn't get that quick Orchid. And now that Orchid's going to be a minute or two later, I guess, than you maybe anticipate or expect it. The Weaver's just rushing straight into a Linken's. He's got his Perseverance. He's not going to go for a Midas. He's not going to go for Boots first. He just wants to get that Linken's as quickly as possible, which against a Storm Spirit is a very nice choice, even against a Rubik as well. So Weaver is in an okay position with the CS that he has right now at about 29. He would like to have more, but it's really just that lane that he's in. They've actually kind of just left him alone, which is bad because there's no levels on these supports right now. Ziz is level 4. If we look at the AA, he's been pulling. He's still level 3. He's about to hit 4, but Xur2's got a hook shot in. He's going to use the Cox potentially. He has some mana to use. No mana to use the battery assault. He's actually getting cold feet. He's going to try to run away. It won't latch, and Xur2 can't get the kill. No mana. He could have bottled up beforehand, but he saw the prize. He wanted it. He got greedy, and now, well, yeah, it is a bit of a bait as the telekinesis goes back. Baby J getting caught out. Nope, Baby J not dead yet. The shackles, the EMP, the damage. Here comes Willies with the strafe going through as well. The tornado. Xur2's going to fall for sure. Maybe a bait in their own right for Osiris, getting everybody over to that mid/jungle area. And that's some nice pickoffs going the way of Osiris Gaming.
It took a little too long for Isurus Gaming to show up and get a part of that fight. It just allowed enough time for Osiris to show up shortly after, and just with the timing, it just worked out very nicely for Osiris to clean things up and get a couple of kills on their side. So pushing ahead now 4-3. This game is going to change, though, relatively soon. As soon as all these supports start to pick up their own level 6, we're going to see a lot more action. Ancient Apparition will have the Ice Blast available. Rubik will have his ultimate, and if he gets a hold of, like, Sakuchi, his initiation goes up tremendously, so he has a lot of ways to be really sneaky on this map. Even with the Clinks in the game as well, he can get that Skeleton Walk.
Yeah, so once again, we talked about it before, but level 6 kind of makes every kind of game a bit more interesting. The early game is always a lot of fun to watch when you have these early tips, especially tri-lane versus tri-lane, but what really makes the game interesting is, like you said, these abilities that are going to start coming out fast and furious. So Willies now gets one of his Oblivion Staffs done. His second is on the way, as he just needs a bit more money to get that quarterstaff, and then, of course, the Orchid will be finished up. Ryu's going to be going for an Orchid as well. No surprise. With this lineup against the Storm, Orchid is so very good, and even against the Dazzle as well, and the Ember Spirit, those three heroes are really great Orchid targets, so no surprise they want to go for those items. And conversely, Storm going for an Orchid would not be a big surprise either against that Weaver.
So Oblivion #1 completed right now for Willie's in his bottom lane. Is he still content on sitting here out and just kind of trading with the Clockwork, who's having a bit more of a rough time himself? He's not looking yet to really go on the offensive and just kind of divert from this lane. I guess he just has a good thing going here. In the meantime, we'll just try to make the proper callouts when Clockwork does go missing, but for now, he's finding the farm. He'll just keep at it.
Yeah, the EMP actually came through top, and, well, Ember, he just kind of remnanted away, making sure he got out of a bad position. Ember's picking up a, well, Perseverance, more likely than not. It's going to be a Battle Fury. Might be a bit later than you anticipate coming out, considering he got Safe Land Farm, but he still has that Perseverance and Boots at the same time that, well, there's a Perseverance up with this Weaver. Now they're going to try to take this top tower down. There's only one hero missing, and that's going to be Willie's. They're going to Hex up now into Hydra. Shackles as well. Might use the Grave. No way. Pepita's way in the trees here. Now, Cold Snap. Oh, no. Xur2 going to get latched up with the Cold Feet. He's done. They tried to Grave him. Double kill now going out for the AA. That's exactly what he needed to get back into this. Get level 5. Get some farm going his way. And now a tower to add on top of all of that. That'll be their first tower going their way. Weaver gets it. Some extra farm. They say, listen, this is for being a good little boy. Justin Weaver, you could pick up this extra CS, extra gold, and have just a bit more farm. So, 6-3, 13 minutes in.
Yeah, that was a 4-on-4 matchup at the start, too. No Storm Spirit was involved, no Clinks was involved. So, with that said, Osiris just controlling the pace, got the fight in their favor, got the tower as well. Clinks inherits all that additional farm as well. It's looking really good for him in this part of the game. I say they just kind of keep it going here. Maybe shuffle off to a different lane and grab the next tier 1 tower.
Yeah, I think Kix is probably going to just stay in this lane for a long time, or at least a lane that he can get farm safely in and even try to push. And then the other heroes will rotate to other lanes. Like, they'll probably go bottom with this tier 1 bot at some point, or even mid, once the outer towers are done. So, DDX, he was actually, I think, mid that entire time. He did participate in that last fight, and he could have maybe done work, but he decided against it. They'll smoke up now, and this means they're going to try to find Willie's here. And they didn't do it on top of Ward. The Radiant team actually, they might have done it on top of Ward. I'm not sure. They might have just had vision. Willie's is, well, he seems to not know this is coming. It looks like he's probably going to die here. Ball in going to come through here in a second. Skeleton Walk maybe. Willie's is just like, I'm probably dead. He's going to get Electric Vortex, and, well, that's DDX getting the kill with that DD. And just an easy smoke pickoff coming out from Isurus Gaming.
It was very predictable for, Isurus. They saw that the Clinks has been lingering a little too long in the bottom lane, so they kind of just looked to cut him off, even if he was on his way out, and they did catch him, going for a bit of a creep action there, and now they're looking to assert a little bit more map control on their side. They played out the sentry to block the pole and a bit of an aggressive ward. So now they're trying to get it in their favor here, and might swarm this tier 1. Now, there is a nearby Ziz. They're TPing behind. You can't see these TPs come in. Yep, and they're going to look to jump in. There goes defensive wards. They're looking to lock down the clock, but he makes a run up to the north and looking to get away. The weave pulled out as well defensively. Catches him out. EMP will be off the mark, unfortunately. Nice defensive hook to get back with the Shalgrave, but unfortunately for Ryu, saved briefly for the Shackle, but it will not matter. Will end up falling from the Rubik. Rubik gets the steal, but goes back. Doesn't really have the mana, unfortunately, to use it. And KZZ looking to clean up. There goes the Sacrificial Dust, it looks like, as Xur2 looking to run right in with the Battery Assault. Will end up falling. Ancient's really low, but might get away and will do so. Shackle will hold Pepita in place. Pepita trying to make a run. Oh, no, can't get off the Grave. Can't get off whatever he wanted, apparently, and will end up falling, and in the end, very successful for Osiris Gaming.
Yeah, and that was, fullback was not ready to fight that. He did not TP in. He could have been there to try to help his team out, but it was a 4 versus 5 initiation. The only reason I think Osiris won that fight, and that gives Clinks his Orchid. It's flying out to him right now, and that's a huge pickup. Ryu did go down very quickly in that engagement, and I was too focused on the Clockwork to really see what happened, but it looks like he got focused down by the Storm Spirit more than anyone else, and well, he's the only one to fall for Osiris Gaming. They dusted up. They tried to fight. They're going to go again. And now Willie's maybe in some trouble here, but Kix is around. The flare's going to fly. Ball Lightning. DDX now getting Orchided up. Oh, he gets the courier at the very least, and Willie's falls, but DDX getting Grave. The Soul Burn would have killed him had it not been for that Grave. Kix getting caught out. No time lapse. Might try to Shikuchi. He cannot. He is dead. Big turnaround. They get the courier and 2 big kills going their way for Isurus Gaming.
Man, this Dazzle is doing a fantastic job as a babysit. He's a part of every fight. He's finding great positioning for himself to not get picked off or get in too much trouble. Ooh, Ice Blast will miss. Nice haste will get him out of that. But, man, he's in the right spots to help out his allies in need. And it's just saving them from feeding over kill after kill after kill. And that's a lot of money they're denying from Osiris Gaming. So, Isurus, man, they're still in this one. Or Isurus. Dang it. I didn't get it
back, top lane, EMP, Tornado. He's got no mana to fire Remnant away. Do they have enough damage? The Ghost Scepter coming out. Oh, man. He bought a Ghost Scepter. Fullback bought a Ghost Scepter for himself.
All for that one moment, baby.
Yeah, he knew. New meta, he knew 10 minutes beforehand. He's like, listen, I'm going to have to save 1650 gold to buy a Ghost Scepter and have it ferried to me right at the right moment just to save myself from
There'll
Ryu.
be a point in this game I can feel where a lingering auto attack will come out and I will have to deny that auto attack from happening. So that's it.
The damage from Searing Chains is magical, but physical from Sleight of Fist, so there's no way this is a shotgun. I say that, but I'm like kind of like,
The remnant damage?
Yeah, and I guess it is the most agility gain in the game, which is like really good, but which I learned, by the way, from Fullback not too long ago. He seems to like that item if he's going to pick it up, but it more likely than not is maybe a casual Ghost Scepter. The thing is, there's an Invoker, there's an Ice Blast, there's a what have you, so...
He's just looking to shoot them down and blast them with like triple remnant, I think.
Yeah,
that would be my best guess.
That's like the newest meta I've ever seen, if that's
It's
the
just
case.
like ultra blast, but it's not as like sharp and quick as like a Morphling or whatever, you know? It's not as guaranteed, so... I mean, we'll see. They have a little bit of lockdown. I mean, if Storm Spirit catches someone out, then it's bad. But mid lane, they're looking to make a go here. Dazzle trying to get away. He's silenced up, and that's why an Orchid's so good, baby. Can't save yourself from that. Will get caught out easily, and he's squishy without the help of all of his heals. There go the wars. They're placing him down. Ziz doing what he does best as a Shadow Shaman, looking to take down this tier 1 tower. It should be an easy peasy pickup for them. Just that damage coming out, baby, from Clinks, and now Weaver making his appearance. Justin Weaves rotating on through, looking to look through the jungle, but they're just going to sit the high ground for now. Xertu's a little out front here and has to be a little careful.
Yeah, they can initiate on him. They're going to Orchid him right now. There you go. There's going to be the Chilling Touch as well. Look at that damage from Willies. Not going to pop from the Soulburn yet, but the EMP will secure the kill. Clink's getting it with that Soulburn proc. Nahydra, you've got Shikuchi, my friend. You are very lucky. You will survive, but Ice Blast definitely going to be off the mark. Had they known that he picked up Shikuchi, they probably maybe account for that and measure it a bit more and then do some trigonometry, but that's unfortunately not going to be the case. They will get another tier 1 tower, but now all of a sudden Osiris, the kings of splitting every single series in the ADL, well, it looks like they're going to do it again perhaps, but DDX gets a nice pick off on Ziz, who's heading back home after a long day's work.
A little bit of victory for him. Storm Spirit just doing what he does. Finds a quick little pick off and a lingering little lonesome support, and with the benefit of an Orchid, man, you can't get away from it. This is just serious Orchid gaming. It's serious hate for Ember Spirit altogether. Like, just a lot of the picks, the Orchids all coming out. You know, the Ancient Apparition ultimate, denying him any sort of heal. He's so squishy. The EMP, it's just so dirty. They're just not a fan of this hero, and they're showing it in their, their matchup right now.
The one thing is, they don't really need this Weaver in these engagements. He could continue to farm. He just barely got his linkage. That's without boots, so his farm is pretty lackluster, and his net worth now is actually kind of high because of that linkage, but it's still like, oh, hold that thought. Ball Lightning mid. Baby J getting Orchided up. It looks like he will fall as DDX grabs another one. And, well, you know, I feel like DDX is kind of putting the team on his back right now because, oh, again, is there going to be another fight? Willies might get caught out. EMP on the other side, and the Orchid coming through. DDX out of mana, trying to bottle up. There's going to be the wand, but not enough. Ryu takes him down with the Cold Snap. Another engagement still going right now. Cog's going to push Ryu and the rest of the team back, and they're not going to be able to jump up. And
oh, they want him.
They
do. They want Pepita, baby. They're seeing a little limping chicken right now. They wanted to hit the catch off, and there they are. No, Ryu, fail with a tornado. Try to linger it up with that damage. The Orchid, it's not going to be enough.
It's not.
We should have. Nope, they won't. Man, they wanted it, but they couldn't get it.
Yeah, they didn't want to dive past the tower, and they thought there might have been TP rotations. On the backside, Ziz, I think, went down to the Rubik, and actually the Clockwork initiation with the hook shot, which I heard briefly, but decided to, of course, watch the Pepita chase instead, so... Well, that's my apologies for missing that kill, but yeah, actually, Fullback's going to be picking up his Battle Fury nonetheless. I mean, he has it now. It's completed for all intents and purposes, but this Ghost Scepter I'm still questioning, and it might be just because I think the Clinks and what right-click damage they have is disgusting, but the magic damage also kind of... He's got to use it at the right time. Ice Blast is going to come through. It's going to hit. He's going to get Orchided from Ryu, who was Ghost Walk there. There's the Ghost Scepter, but guess what? Tornado doesn't care about that. Cold Snap, going to go to work. He'll Fire Remnant away just in time, but that Ghost Scepter actually saved his life there, so I'm thinking less and less as a shotgun. Willie's getting caught out. The Orchid, man, DDX is doing work here. Jeez.
No one is safe. DDX, man. He shows that no support's safe, and he actually catches out Willies, who, when he gets caught out first and foremost, he's squishy, so easily takes him apart, no problem. And DDX, yeah, man, when you think, Isurus Gaming are having a rough time in these team fights, he's finding the kills on the side to pull him back into this one.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I feel like DDX is definitely playing the... I mean, besides Pepita, who he can't contribute much in terms of the kill department, but he's already got 2 going his way. It's really coming down to his graves keeping everybody alive, and, well, DDX, if he misses the EMP, if you make sure he kind of sidesteps it in a team fight, he could get a lot of kills. But now you've got to deal with the Lincolns, which Kix has. He's got his treads as well, but he is in enemy territory. He's got a Shikuchi right into fullback. They're going to Searing Chains and will even use that Sleight of Fist. Now he'll time-lapse away. They does. That's a problem for Kix. He's got a Shikuchi. There's the hook shot in. No time-lapse for that. The fire him, blowing him up. And they get the kill with the Sleight of Fist. That was not the best time-lapse. He wanted to get out of that Searing Chains, but that cost him his life. If he gets hook-shotted and cogs up, you can time-lapse out of that, but... Well, now they're going to chase after Pepita, and Hydra, he still has that Shikuchi. That was not a good tornado. Pepita, well, he will get Orchided. Willie's going to hit him once and probably kill him. The double Orchid even coming out, which was maybe unnecessary. Now Hydra now getting brought down. He used the stick. He actually stole Ghost Walk. The Deafening Blast, not going to be enough. Where's the vision? They don't have it. And now Blinks is up and ready to go for the Clinks, but back and forth we go, I guess.
Thank God for that Skeleton Walk. He gets out of there. Thank goodness for him.
You talked about it, too.
Yeah, and it's the thing when you play all these elusive little sneaky heroes, you're handing that all over to a Rubik. So there goes the fist in the mid lane, but the wards are dropped here, and they're going to start pelting away at this tier 2 tower with the help of the Clinks and his damage. They should be able to wither it away, but they can't commit too much. Jump in coming out. Zer 2 wants to make something happen, pops the blade mail, and Ziz goes down, but will fall in the end, but big damage going right back to Willie's. He has to be careful. Will get earned up in the meantime, however. But all in all, 1 for 1, they lose the Clockwork. Their heavy initiator, their big boy is down. Tornado, nice, catches a couple EMP, but a jump out happening. Very nice, DDX avoids it. EMP stolen, and will be used in front like a bit of a taunt, but won't catch anyone, unfortunately. All in all, the tower will fall in the end, so nice objective complete there for Osiris.
Yeah, they get the tower. That's really just what they came for, and just a good fight going their way. So I really enjoyed that. And the cool thing was, too, if you were paying attention, Willis was actually dishing out the damage on that Clockwork, and you saw the teal player come out from Osiris. ZYZZ used his control click to say, listen, that if you hit that, you're going to take blade mail damage. You do not have a BKB. Be very careful. But it looked like Willis was like, I got this under control. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. So they pick up the kill, almost going down to the blade mail in and of itself, but he did survive nonetheless. They take the tower like you mentioned, and the Hydra smoked up. Ball lightning. There's going to be the Orchid getting popped. The Liquid Sphere already being used now. The Haste Rune going his way, but Kick still getting Telekinesis and the EMP just to make sure he doesn't go anywhere. And also blows up the trees, which is really nice as well. So they get another kill, and this again on that Weaver, who's so very, very elusive, but now 3 deaths, and only treads on a Liquid Sphere to his name at this point, so.
Yep, but everything, I think it's still, the ball is still in Osiris' court right now. They're trying to find a pickoff happen actually here in the top lane. Fullback has to be cautious here. I mean, you can lay out some remnants, you can try to get away, but this is going to be tricky. They have an appropriate amount of lockdown here to work with. And near my Ziz, there goes the Ice Blast. It will connect. Orchid catches as well. Can he get him up? Yep, locks him down with the Hex. Also has the Shackle to fall. Yep, too easy though. Does not matter. Just enough lockdown to secure him in place, and Ember's having a rough time. Yeah,
that Ghost Scepter, he used it, and it was a bit too late. They got the Shackles, which did, I think, maybe a tick of damage. And then the Soul Burn was amplified because of the Ghost Scepter, causing the death, I think. And that's problematic. I mean, the Ghost Scepter, a good item choice here, and it's shown that it's actually helped out. But now, Willie's getting Orchided. The Orchid becomes the Orchided. They're going to turn it around and Orchid each other, but it doesn't matter. Well,
David Orchid.
Yeah. And DDX, well, he'll survive and grab yet another kill. This guy's 8-2-4, and if it weren't for maybe a couple of pickoffs that resulted in him dying early on in the game, or not even early, but like 5-10 minutes ago, this guy would be almost godlike at this point. So, yeah. Ice Blast flying through, that'll push him back. Serpent Wards is up as well. They actually catch Zertsu. He's in the ward, so hookshot out. Telekinesis going as well. The Cog's going to push him back, but he's dead from that tornado. Fade Bolt coming through. EMP, was that stolen? It looks like it was. DDX going to work on Ryu. He'll try to stick up now. He'll Ghost Walk away. They've got no vision. The Cold Feet going to lock the Hydra down. He's going to be dead. Pepita coming through as well. Double kill for DDX. They lose the Rubik, they lose the Clockwork, but they pick up 3. Nice bit of play from Isurus Gaming. Okay, they're still in this. They're still in. I mean, it's very close right now, I feel like. Maybe.
Yeah, this is really close. It's a lot closer than we had imagined, especially with these big boy stand-ins coming out. Isurus just really doing a fantastic job holding their own without doing their usual, like, obscure kind of pickups here. So, definitely putting it on. They've had a shaky start in the ADL, but they're still trying to hold their own. They had a pretty decent performance the last series we got to watch them play, but now they're also just kind of continuing it and putting on a decent job defending things up against Osiris's early advantage.
And Isurus are just showing that right now. They feel like they deserve to be here, and they clearly want to be at the top of the standings right now, and they might be the team to finally 2-0 Osiris Gaming, a team that has not gone down to anybody, and I believe that's including NA Rejects. I believe they played them already, but now Pepita getting chased down. Oh, here we go. Ball lightning in. Looking for more. There's the Orchid up on Baby J, and he will be the pickoff. Now Willie's Orchiding up DDX, but he's caught out. There's the telekinesis coming through. They already used the Grave. Willie's, he's got to Ghost Walk away, but he's done. That's Ember getting a double with the Sleight of Fist, and this is bad. This guy's going to take this game late, and if he does, it's going to be a lot to deal with. So, good double coming up for fullback again.
And if they get this going in their favor, it's going to actually be pretty nice for him. I mean, this Invoker didn't go with the classic kind of Necronomicon kind of build up. No heavy push going their way. They went with more like pick off and advantage mid game on their side with all these Orchids coming out. So no heavy push on their side to really work with aside from just those wards. But as of lately, they've been using the wards in these team fights and not really using them to try to push forward.
Ryu getting caught out. Orchid's going to kill him. There's the soul burn damage, and he's done. And he gets caught out again, and he was getting close to that scythe, but now down again. Hookshot's going to fly. That'll be from Clockwork, but he's got no team here. There's the Blade Mail. ZYZZ getting low, but the mech could have saved his life. Blade Mail about to go down. ZYZZ Battery Assault. Can he survive? The Shackles getting canceled by that Battery Assault, but a trade that's probably better for the Weaver than anybody else. So the thing is, they're finding farm now, but they were playing 5-man so aggressively early on, but now it looks like if they play 5-man, they're going to get caught up. There's too much global presence for Isurus, and the damage is also too much to deal with as well. DDX picks up the Aegis, and that's damn scary.
Yeah, definitely the most optimal person to throw that bad boy on. They get it done. Damage is still not quite there. I mean, yeah, they have the heavy burst. Storm Spirit doing a great job just bursting down anyone that goes his way, but the real true hard damage isn't quite online for really either team altogether. I mean, Ember Spirit building up a little bit extra farm, but now Chrysalis is actually one step in the right direction. And obviously he's not continuing on with the shotgun, so for now it's just all defensive. And man, Ember is... the longer he's able to survive out, the more fists he gets off, the better things look for him.
Yeah, and he botted down to the bot lane, and that means that, well, he's going to push this in and force them to react to this tier 2 tower getting pressured. Well, top, they're going to make space for this tier 1 and just try to take this down in, you know, I guess methodical order. So, and now that there's a BKB up, Storm Spirit, his main enemy usually is his mana pool, and EMP is one of those abilities that makes it so hard to deal with. So DDX, oh my lord, they just spotted him out, but a bit too late. That Citrus Ward coming a little too late. There's the BKB, the hook shot in. Big tornado gets stolen. Nicely done. One is down. That's, of course, the Shadow Shaman. Nahydra on the retreat. That's Weaver getting the kill. He still has the time lapse. He's going to pop it. DDX getting Orchided. He still has the Aegis. The Soul Burn not going to be enough as the Grave again from Pepita coming through. Now the TP out. Shikuchi, can they get anything out of this other than that one hero? And it looks like no. They couldn't even waste the Aegis there. Pepita, again, you've got to be kidding me, my friend.
This man does a great job. Whitney Houston would be proud. This man is a bodyguard, that's for sure. So manages to save him out once again. Tremendous job. Right. You know, bad footing, but they just lose the support. One support for one support, nothing too terrible.
Listen, that's a Whitney Houston bodyguard reference. That's like...
oh, yeah, baby.
I don't know if anyone gets that reference. I do, but...
it's a little old-fashioned, I know.
I like it.
I don't know what to say.
I got your back. I feel you. Fullback getting caught out. Orchid going through. There's going to be the Ghost Scepter. And they've got the Cold Feet. He's going to get locked in place. Now another Orchid just to lock him down and make sure he can't jump away. And they made sure they didn't stack those Orchids. The Soul Burns coming through to, of course, pick up the kill. Shadow Wave from Pepita, pushing this back yet again, but the Serpent Wards are up. They're trapped up Xur too. No, they have not, but there's the Shackles again. The Grave. The EMP's going to fly. There's the Tornado. This should get the kill. Oh, finally goes down. He almost got away. Now the Orchid on Pepita. He's got a Ghost Scepter of his own. He's going to stay alive. Isurus Gaming, man. These Ghost Scepters in this play, even though they lose 2... they still almost come out on top in that engagement somehow, or at least they don't die.
There's interesting placement awards coming out from Ziz right there. They were just kind of catch out one. They're not even close enough to even benefit helping with the tower. Clearly they don't need it, but it just seemed like a little bit of a finicky placement. But regardless, it gets the job done for them. They pick out 2. They have to work hard for it, like you said, though. I mean, they're sweating to get anything done right here, and as soon as Isurus have everything together, all their cooldowns are ready to go, man, they have a really strong team fight. And the longer it goes, the Ember even gets bigger. He does die in that fight, but his ceiling is much higher than pretty much anyone else in this game. Yeah,
I'll agree with you. This Clinks can definitely carry, and this Weaver absolutely as well, but... and I've seen Weavers go to town, but this Ember Spirit is probably more scary than anything. And Storm Spirit's one of those heroes that, yes, he does a lot of magic and lockdown and what have you, but he also has a pretty high ceiling with what he can accomplish with, he gets a Hex next probably, and maybe even goes for a Bloodstone at some point just to make sure he's a bit tankier and he's got more mana to work with. So there's a lot that this Storm could do, and DDX has already shown us that he's got the capability, but there is now a Purge coming out, a Diffusal Blade for Willies, and does that work on Ghost Scepter is the question I'm asking, and I'm about to check myself here real quick, just because I really, really, really want to know.
I want to believe it does, but then again, I am no, advert user of the Ghost Scepter and a Diffusal Blade.
Can be purged. Ghost Form can be purged, ladies and gentlemen. I knew that, but I wanted to be 100% sure. But I think that's
because we
one
care
of the
about
reasons.
the viewers. We want to make sure we're delivering the 100% proper facts here.
We do.
Because half the time we might not.
I mean, listen, I play a heck of a lot of Dota, but there's even things that I forget from time to time, and even some pros will say the same thing. So the one thing that is unfortunate is that it doesn't purge the Shallow Grave. I wish it did, but no, that thing is the only thing that'll kill through a Shallow Grave is the Axe Dunk, as it's called. But 2 Ghost Scepters now, and yeah, they have to invest in at least, I think, 1 Diffusal.
Does the Necro Ultimate go through the grave as well?
That's actually a good question. I don't think so. I think it takes out all of the HP, but I don't know if there's any way I can look that up.
That grave is so good.
I know on the Dota 2 wiki it says Shallow Grave is not going to be prevented, or Culling Blade will go through, but it doesn't say anything about anything else.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
During this
attack.
whole time, as you can tell, free tower bottom
Radiant's
lane,
bottom
tier 2
tower
acquired
has
here for
fallen.
Isurus Gaming, but they're looking to make a trade. Top lane, they're already having a push of their own here. Osiris not looking to pull off just yet. Continuing potentially to push forward. They don't see vision on Isurus anymore, as it looks like they might make a full rotation to the top, and there it is. They drop the wards. Step number 1. Yeah, step number 1 for Osiris. Do they want to go on to step number 2?
But guess what just came out? That's a Daedalus. One Sleight of Fist proc can bring them all down to half health if they get close to that high ground. So it's going to be tough to siege this. Luckily, they have the wards that'll put some damage on the tower, but now they just need it back. I don't think they can really engage in this, and they realize that. So Reeves actually Ghost walked up, and he's looking for a potential pickoff. Is there a gem up right now? There absolutely is. DDX has one. He probably has had one for a while. I just haven't looked, so...
This Aegis is about to go too. Aegis is going to be gone right about now. It's like 5 more seconds, it's going to be gone. So DDX will not have the benefit of that. 5 seconds, there it is.
Boom, called it. So, yeah, that's an Aegis down now. Maybe you can get away with the fight here, but it looks like ZYZZ and Baby J, they're purchasing up either BKBs or Aghanims. And with the Oracle Club first, you generally think it's probably that BKB because it's only 200 extra gold to get to that point booster to build the Aghanim. So that's what I'm thinking. I don't know about Baby J needing a BKB, but I certainly think that ZYZZ is like, yeah, I kind of want some, like, movement, just anything to just get around in these fights. Oh, Nahydra picks up the Skeleton Walk.
Oh, the courier. Oh, just gotta be careful. Willies is on the hunt here. Oh. He's, like, lingering nearby.
This is the Radiant Courier, isn't it?
Oh, it is the Radiant. I'm, like, getting all sidetracked with that. But he was lingering around also a Rubik, which was relatively nearby. It looks like he had, I'm not sure if he had Skeleton Walk or Sakuchi or just a simple Invis Rune, but they were trading paths, but now they're looking to make a push. Top lane, tier 1, looking pretty appetizing right now for Isurus Gaming.
Yeah, and this is where maybe that Diffusal Blade comes into effect here. They'll throw up the Ice Blast. It hits on like 3 or 4 heroes, and at least some of them take that damage from it, but they're not going to be able to fight into it. The creep wave's there. They don't want to have to run past it and kind of just be like, oh, hey, here we are. We're fighting you now. So they have to just kind of sit back and CS, and they could run up with some of their Invis heroes like Ryu and like Willies, but that's not the case. And especially with the gem now on DDX, they've got to be a bit careful. So the thing is, now the Ember is top of the net worth by a wide margin, at least 3k, and that's because he has his Daedalus and 3k gold in the bank as well. So maybe another Battle Fury, maybe a Desolator if they want. They already have a decent amount of armor reduction, but he does work. Fullback's going to start doing a lot in these team fights.
Yeah, the longer this goes on, it's just going to get harder for Osiris to get this done. Now their top hill game is so good as well. Isurus, even if they want to try to push it and make something happen, they can fight from the top of the hill. And 2 fists, you could be looking at a lot of teams that are down to like a 3rd life. And then it's going to be easy cleanup for everyone to follow up, whether it's the Storm Spirit or the Clockwork making a jump in or what have you. But there's going to be a lot of damage coming out. There goes a Tornado. Jump in. Tries to get through real quick. We'll get it. Very, very nice regen. But it's actually quickly activated.
Where's the party?
Yeah, so Isurus will do some Team Ancients here real quick, and well, only 1 stack, so it's kind of lackluster, mediocre, I suppose. A little bit of gold going the way of a couple of the heroes, but Rubik does now have a Ghost Scepter, and now you've got like 3 or 4 options here. Actually, are there 4 Ghost Scepters in this game right now? 1, 2, 3. No, they're just 3. I just clicked on somebody twice. Okay, so now it's really Willie's choice to use that Ghost Scepter and just say, or Diffusal Blade, and say, okay, who am I going to take down right now? Who's going to be the target here? And it's probably whoever's lowest and who's probably getting chased down. So we'll see as the game continues onward. Roshan should be the next objective. There's not a lot of vision here for the Radiant team. They've only got this one right here and a bit of a defensive ward here on the rune spot top, and that's it. There's an aggressive ward here from the Dire team, and they can always counter ward with the Storm Spirit if they feel comfortable heading out of their base or their side of the river. And speaking of that, we're seeing Osiris move out with the smoke gank of their own, and they'll try to find somebody, but everybody over here at this ancient stack, they've even headed into Roche. There's no vision for the Radiant team there, and Osiris, they have to know that this is happening now.
Yeah, they're doing a bit of a do-side-do, if you will. Osiris looking to come in from the north. Let's see if they can catch Isurus Gaming off guard. There's the jump in fullback. Surely to do damage, but they quickly pull them together right now. And they quickly take down the Rubik, but also Ryu Boras end up taking down. Jumping back and forth. The Storm Spirit looking to quickly burst them down. Can't quite, but Baby J will end up falling. But Klinks will also fall. 2 for 2 in the end right now. But they're looking to continue action here as Weaver's got to be careful. Remnant forward. This is big damage. There's the dust.
The dust missed it.
Did it catch?
No, it
did
didn't.
not.
But they can still get him with the Searing Chains.
Chains?
Oh,
Nope.
it missed. It
Nope.
missed.
No
The Searing Chains missed. Oh my goodness. How unfortunate. Wow.
So disgusting he could do that in Fog as well. So, but he didn't get the chain. Unbelievable.
That was very close. One Sleight of Fist in the middle of that team fight put everyone down to below half health, and that was what you were talking about, just cleaning up easy after that. And there's no way that anybody could fight. Ziz is getting low, and he's, well, now, what are you, why are you there?
Worth it, bro. Worth it.
Did he just get the courier? The Dire courier? Who got that? He must have, or he was helping somebody get it. It actually had another Battle Fury on it for fullback. No, it just actually had the Claymore and the Broadsword, but he had enough for the next Battle Fury anyway. So now that Battle Fury is delayed by 2 minutes and 40 seconds, so there's that. And they will take Roche finally, something that they've been meaning to do for a while and unfortunately haven't been able to get there. So, yeah, good stuff.
Yep, this will be uncontested, clearly, and we'll see if they try to use it as a bit of momentum to get them to push down one of these lanes. There's still a couple of towers still standing, a couple of tier 2s, easy money there if they want to try to make it happen, and I think they feel pretty confident, or they could decide to wait it out for that Dagnam Battle Fury, then decide to make a fight happen. So we'll see what the play is going to be for now. Just kind of congested, and maybe they'll just go back to a simple rotation of farm in the meantime.
Yeah, I think they will. I don't expect them to do anything too crazy. They'll counter ward with that gem that they've had on DDX for a while. He hasn't died in, I think, 20 minutes or so. He's had 2 deaths, and we talked about it, and he has not yet received another for some time. So Willie's is, I don't know, it seems like their team play is just starting to fall off here, and a lot of that is because they're really squishing. They're getting caught out of position, and now there's a Hex up here for the Storm, so that's even more lockdown. And they have so much mobility, they have so much potential just to bring everyone down super low. Yes, you've got a Lincoln Spear, but Sleight of Fist, well, that's going to hurt a bit, obviously. The damage from the Ember is getting very, very real. Invoker, Ryu looks like he's going for a BKB next. It might be the start of an Agdams, which is what Baby J is trying to pick up now, but at this point, everybody here, Osiris, they had this game at like 5,000 gold lead early on, and they had plenty of room to farm. Now their items are stagnating, and there's actually a very small gold lead going for Isurus, so this game's certainly up for grabs, and like I said, potentially Osiris's first lost series of the ADL.
Yep. Still very, very close, though. We'll see. Might just come down to simple execution. If Isurus can find a quick pick off, they can get things going, especially with the extra life now of the Aegis. And it looks like he also is going to be making his way up to the mid lane. It looks like they might get a nice casual push happening here, finally. Coming together as a team, going to look to sweep on through. A nearby Rasta quickly ejects out, goes right back to the base, as it looks like they will make the shuffle happen to this tier 2.
Throw up the Observer Ward, really well placed. Gives them great vision under this tower, just to make sure they know what's going on without a creep wave. But the Serpent Wards are going to make it difficult for fullback and the rest of the squad to be able to push in. He threw up the Searing Chains, did not hit. Nobody in range. Ice Blast is going to fly. Luckily, he's got his Flame Guard going. Well, so much for that. He'll TP back, actually, to defend this push coming out from Willie's. And This is something that I think maybe Osiris should have been doing from the get-go, is trying to split push. Unfortunately, like you talked about a bit earlier, there's no Quas Exort, and Storm Spirit looking to jump in. He's got the gem,
he jumped all the way from the mid, just like shuffling his way all the way to the top, hence why he has no mana now. That was really funny looking on the minimap.
That's something you could do with maybe a Bloodstone, but without it, you're going to lose a lot of mana and probably not be of any use once you get to the target. So it does a lot of damage, though, if you hit it with the long-range jump. So there's that Battle Fury. The Courier finally alive and gives it to him willingly. So with another 1,300 gold in the bank, this guy actually picks up an Ultimate Orb, which, let's see here. I'm just trying to rack my brain. We've seen some interesting pickups in the past couple of days with Ultimate Orbs, but I don't think I doubt it, but it could be the Lincoln Sphere. No, Manta Style as well. I don't know. Any three of these could be fine, but I'm not sure about a Manton and a fullback here, so we'll see.
And I've seen so many different builds from everyone. It's really just kind of a, grab it from a hat. I would think maybe a Lincoln's, because there's just a lot of purge and everything coming out his way. It would like his Ghost Scepter still work, so
I agree with you.
I'm not too sure. And maybe just the longer he lasts, the more of these fists he gets off, the better. So we'll see. It could be a Manta if he wants to just kind of go more push heavy, I suppose. The extra damage doesn't hurt either, but I think he's just going to be more focused on trying to spam out that W button.
I'd be very surprised if it was a Manta. I think Lincoln's is the correct choice here, and because of that Diffusal Blade, I think is really important, just to make sure you have a bit more defense going your way, and he's got a lot of farm as well. So Hookshot's going to come in up on the high ground right now. They're going to try to catch out Willies. There's the BKB, and now 4 staff away from Xur2, realizing, hey, I don't want to be here. Meanwhile, DDX going to town on Ryu. He's going to get mech'd up, but falls to the Orchid. The amplified damage to Soulburn going to work. Ziz, he'll BKB as well. Throw the wards up on the high ground, but already maybe a bit too late. Those wards were actually stolen from the Hydra. Well played. Those weren't really well placed, but they cut off any sort of aggression path coming through from Osiris, so they know those are there now, but they'll wait for these wards mid to potentially fall and then jump in, as Ryu's now down for 50 seconds.
They did a pretty nice job zoning out the Clinks right there. I mean, they caught him out in the top, quickly forced himself away, wasting his BKBs. He was just stuck there, not able to contribute. Then quickly Rubik placed down those wards, and it forced him to make the long road all the way around to get finally into the mid lane where the action was happening. So he wasn't a part of anything there. Now they're looking, with the wards down, to finally take this tier 2. They should be able to get it, and now we'll see if they continue on or pull back.
It looks like the thing is, they could go in. There's no fortification right now, but fighting uphill against this squad with the Desolator and, well, the mech is ready to go, and Ryu's going to be up in 15 seconds. They just want to get this last tier 2 down. I don't even know if they're going to be able to get this. They might even have to back off. The Aegis is gone in a minute, so they'll have to make whatever time they have with it worth it. So we'll see. I think the big initiation is going to have to be coming from GDX. Again, Xur2, he's got his hookshot ready, and he's used it very effectively already, like you talked about just moments ago, making sure that BKB charge went. BKBs are going to be back up, and Willie's already has his ready to go. Shaman should have his as well. But we'll see. Tornado's going to fly through the meatball as well. This might push them back. The Deafening Blast. There's the Sleight of Fist. The Searing Chains doing some damage, but not enough. DDX is hexed up right now. Still maybe in trouble. There's the Lincoln Sphere. Orchid goes through the grave now up on DDX just to keep him alive. No time lapse for the Weaver. He's done. DDX still living right now. We still living. There's the Serpent Wards up again, just not doing anything. The Dust is going to go. And there's the Diffusal up on fullback, but he's fine. He's going to back away, and now maybe they could go again here. They did lose the Hydra, but that's it. And they picked up the kill on the Weaver, which is really nice, but the Aegis about to go away. Will they go again? Yes, DDX jumping in long range, BKB. Ryu now in trouble. Now the Orchid about to go. There's the damage to get the kill on Ryu. He's godlike. DDX working on Baby J next. Guess what? He's dead. Aegis is gone. He's got to be careful, but they already got Willies. There are 4 dead. The only one left, that's going to be Ziz, who's keeping away. Cold Feet and the Ice Blast is actually what's going to be killing that poor Storm Spirit. That's a beyond godlike streak going to Baby J, but at this point, it probably doesn't matter. A big dot secures them 4 kills, and it's tier 2 tower at the very least.
DDX went out like a man, so no shame in falling right there in the end because he got work done in that fight. Narrowly getting taken down in the first initial heat, stepped back, hailed up, then made the long jump in, the quick pick off on Ryu Boris, plus with the help and the survivability coming out from Pepita the whole match. Fantastic job, both of them. They're able to take control of the fight, and now they're going to look to take the tier 2. And they since this point out, they've taken the gold lead in this fight as well for the first time in this whole match, and they're not looking to let go.
No, they have so much, and they'll slow play this as well. They're not going to try to force anything. They know they've got the damage from fullback to make sure they can take this late enough if they need to. And Well, he's got 4,000 gold. Something's flying out to him right now. It is going to be that Lincoln Sphere. So yeah, I mean, I questioned it at the beginning, but it makes the most sense. I mean, Manta doesn't make any sense really on that hero. He's not a Manta hero, and Scotty is it's a good item, but I mean, if you want tankiness, you go for BKB, you go for a heart or something. But I don't know what happened. What just happened? All right.
I'm sorry. As far as
Ryu said something in chat, and he's like, "Did you just see that in all caps?" I was like, "What?"
Nope, no, I got lost as well in my own world, so sorry, right? Sorry, buddy.
That's rough. I'm sure it was really...
He just wants attention.
He's typing right now. You could tell he's typing. He's just sitting here. Oh. That's interesting.
No, we didn't see your flub, but I'm glad you made sure everyone knew it.
I don't know. That's really hard to do. That seems like it would be a bug. I don't know. I didn't see if he had Ghost Walk earlier or not, but that would be Quas Wex into Quas Exort, which is really difficult. It keeps registering both spells.
Well, hopefully it can resolve itself, unfortunately. It's how you deal with it, a hero. As complex as it is, if the server's going to be a bit of a flub, that's the problem.
That's the nerf. That's the nerf Ice Frog has made. He said, listen, Ryu, you're just going to have to deal with the fact that your abilities are... Oh, all right, it's back. It's back. No, it's back.
Oh, what? The severe ping? Oh.
I mean, I don't know if that's the case, but... Oh, yeah. 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 Wait, what server is this that we're flying on? This is USC still, right? I'd imagine. I mean, I don't think they changed it, so...
Yeah, USC, 200 to 300 ping on USC, something ain't right, yo.
I think this actually might be... Hold on. I'm gonna ask. But we do apologize for the pause. I'll get that annoying sound out of your way, as if that camera was right on top of Ryu. I apologize there. But yeah, it looks like we're having some server issues, and... Oh, actually, we are playing on Brazil. Okay, that's... Well, that's good to know. I did not know that. I didn't even know that.
No, but, well, I did. I would have packed.
It's a knee slapper, ladies and gentlemen. Coddle guy. All right. Well. So as of right now, like we said, I mean, fullback is just going to carry this late. He's got his Lincoln Sphere. He's got 4,000 gold in the bank now as well. I mean, he can honestly get another Battle Fury. He might. I don't think he gets rid of that Ghost Scepter. He might just go for... I don't think BKB... I don't know. He might not need any more damage. We'll see. I don't know. Do you think he picks up another damaging item, or do you think he just sticks with what he has right now? For the Ember Spirit?
For the Ember Spirit, definitely got to hold on to a little bit of a buyback reserve, I say, at this point in the game, just in case things get a little too hairy here.
Right.
But, I guess you have to drop the Ghost Scepter and just hope you get something where you can man up above anything that Clinks can throw your way. By that point, you might be able to be the dominant one. So, yeah, more damage, I would assume. Third Battle Fury? I don't know, man. At this point, I haven't seen Ember Spirit get personally cast a game where Ember Spirit's gotten this far. Usually by this point, they've taken full control or they've had their ass beat. So, I don't know. We'll see.
I've seen 3 Battle Furies. I've seen Desolator with 2 and a Daedalus, which a lot of people... I don't know. There was a thread somewhere on, I think, Reddit or NA Dota where they were talking about the math behind it, but I think 3 was the prime choice, or you could go 2 Daedalus is fine as well. But, he's got the items to work with here, and I don't think he's in a point where he's squishy enough where he'll go down to some right clicks, and Ghost Scepter might not be useful anymore. Especially if he picks up a BKB, that'll give him some more tankiness. And they'll throw up the Sunstrike right now. They know this is happening, but with the Medallion, this is going to go down very quick, and it looks like they're making their way over, but Ryu going very slow. This Roche will be down by the time they get there, but no, actually, they're backing out. They think they're a bit closer, potentially. They could have taken this, I feel like, but Willie's, he could have gotten there. They have the gem on DDX, or did he lose it? I don't know where it is right now. Willies jumps in. No, the BKB Willies, that's rough.
Well, he's doing it, and they don't know. Hello?
Did they not see that?
Isurus, I don't think they know he's doing it right now.
Oh my goodness.
They're the wards. What are they waiting for? They're going to lose the roast.
They have the Observer Ward up ready right now. There's the ball lighting, and DDX waiting as long as possible. It doesn't matter. Willis gets it. Zertu gets 2 in the cogs. Kicks getting focused down. Now the age is up. Ziz low. BKB, he's done. Ryu and Baby J, they cannot get out. Buybacks coming through. Ryu gets his own spell, tossed right back at him with that deafening blast. Ball lightning in. The searing chains, they blow everybody. Oh my god, that was disgusting. And could have only been better if they had gotten the Roche and the Aegis, but still
unbelievable.
Gross.
DDX just so great on the Storm Spirit, man. Just going toe-to-toe with those people in the pit, bursting them both down. Clinks came back. Now, DDX didn't have the Orca, the BKB, or anything to work with, but got the nice grave, man. Him and Pepita, man. They're just like a match made in heaven. Gets the grave, jumps up to the high hill, waits briefly, jumps right back in at the appropriate time, and they clean up Clinks in the end. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was... we were worried that, well, it was going to go down and they weren't going to be able to pick up that Aegis, but it looked like Storm jumped in just a bit too late. I don't think he had a free item slot for this deal anyways. I didn't check, but, well, really, it didn't matter, is what the case was. That Clinks died very quickly and then died again. And, oh my god, the two-man cogs. There's no force staff for Ryu, so he was not able to, just force himself out of there, and I think that's the big issue. And something that they've kind of...
Yeah,
I think they really haven't thought about. Yeah, exactly.
They didn't get the force. No forces on any of their supports, and that's something typically it's like a no-brainer to go for when you're going against a Clockwork. Now, if any of them get caught out, they're stuck there.
Yeah.
And even Clockwork, with a force staff of his own, is just going to be like, hey, got you, buddy. I'm going to see you later. You just go ahead and sit here while we go ahead and have a 5 versus 4 over here. It's ridiculous, and it's something they kind of need to work towards, but their support's just a little too greedy. Both need to get their Agnum Scepters first.
I think if Baby J and Ryu are in that fight, Pepita, no, he's gonna get caught out, hexed up. Oh, the Ghost Scepter, but the Soul Burn damage should be enough, and the Geminid attack actually bringing him down with Clinks getting the last hit with the Soul Burn, it looks like. But yeah, I mean, right now, that Force Staff could be so nice for Ryu, and I'm surprised he didn't pick it up. That's a pretty standard item on this hero, especially if you go for cross flex. But they're gonna get hookshotted. Speaking of Force Staffs, he really wants one right now. He just can't get out. He'll try to use his Ghost or his Forge Spirits to
just
make some room, but why does he just could kill them, but he doesn't do it. He gets caught out again. The Storm Spirit coming in looking for the kill, but one Force Staff on any of these heroes would be a huge, huge investment that could really pay dividends for them right now, but it's just not there.
Just helps Isurus to control the pace of the fight and set it up to their liking, whatever it be. I mean, one quick pick off by Clockwork, and then they just make a go on everyone else, and it's just a great game plan for them. They know they have an advantage. They see they don't have the Force Staffs on their side, so we'll see here. Now it comes to test. They were tested earlier on how good their high game was now, or high ground game rather was, and we'll see how Osiris can do.
Yeah, and then actually Ember picked up the third Battle Fury, which was something we talked about a bit, and so he didn't need that Ghost Scepter. Doesn't go for a BKB, which as an Ember is not super surprising. He picks up the Battle Fury instead, which 3 of them, that's a lot of damage. He's got 286 bonus damage plus the Daedalus procs and, well, Sleight of Fist being Sleight of Fist and the low cooldown that it is. And that's not even counting, obviously, Flame Guard, Searing Chains, and, well, the Fire Remnant damage. So, but he's going to get smoked up into. He's going to throw up the Sleight of Fist. Doesn't get, unfortunately, a Daedalus proc. They will catch out in the Hydra. The hook shot in, though, coming through. DDX long range again. The BKB going to work. Going to be on cooldown for a bit. That should be done. Yeah, it's 4 seconds now.
Wow.
But 3 already dead. They get picked off. Ember going to work. Look at that damage again with the triple. He gets another big hit. Now Ryu going to be the ultra kill for fullback. This guy is, well, Craigasmic right now.
That's Ember Spirit, folks. That's Ember Spirit. Can't say all he did that fight was 3 fists, and that was it. And he got, what, an ultra kill? I watched him the whole time. 1 early fist, then 2 more to follow up. This guy's a fisting master.
Excellent. Fantastic. That'll be it for this series, guys. And it's surprising enough to say Osiris, their first 0-2 loss here in the ADL, the Masters of Splitting series. They go down. They don't pick up a single game against Isurus Gaming, who played so very well. Of course, on the Brazilian server, they did have that ping advantage in that second game. Fullback getting just above 700 GPM, but still such a strong game for him. We will jump into a commercial break, guys. Make sure you stick around. Reminder that, well, I guess Tuesday through Wednesdays usually, and sometimes Mondays through Thursdays and what have you. Actually, Tuesdays through Thursdays. We'll have the ADL here for you on twitch.tv/American Dota League at about, well, 7 o'clock Eastern generally. This Saturday, it's a bit different. I think we're starting things off a bit earlier with Liquid versus Revenge. I believe that'll be the first game, and that actually is going to be for Group A. So no games tomorrow, obviously. We do have another series coming up, obviously, but Saturday, Liquid versus Revenge. That's actually starting at, 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, so look forward to that. For us, make sure you follow us at twitter.com/MontDota2. My name is Mont, and with me is Caloguy, who you can follow at twitter.com/Caloguy. The American Dota League at twitter.com/AmericanDota. Check out the website for schedule and standings over at AmericanDotaLeague.com. The sponsors, which will be SteelSeries, of course, they sent me this great headset, and we'll throw over to a commercial and get you into the next series in just a moment. Stick around, guys.